warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, Indonesia Special. My name is Arina Agisuka, analyst NPM is 6107, and my partner is.
My name is Roma Oliver of MPN is 6022.
Hello, good morning everyone.
Good morning, Miss.
How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. Is anyone absent today?
No, Miss.
Before that meeting lesson, let's pray together. Finish. Does anyone know what we start the lesson today?
Transformation and vector reflection.
That's right. Learn today the transformation vector and reflection.
Okay, class. Before we begin, I ask for you something. Who look in the mirror the morning before coming to school? Raise your hand. Okay. Do you think the image in the mirror is the same as the real object?
Yes.
That's good. The concept is calling reflection. Today, learn objects are first, students are able to identify reflection on a coordinate plan. Second, students are able to draw reflex paper accurately. Three, students are able to ask vector and mathematical vocabulary to describe reflection.
We often see reflection of daily life. For example, in daily life, in picture 1 is mirror reflection, and picture 2 is butterfly symmetry, and picture 3 is reflection on water. From picture, example in daily life, what do you notice?
The shape is same, but it is reversed.
Okay, very good.
Definition of reflection is a reflection is a mirror image of the paper. The line of reflection is called the mirror line. Corresponding point of the object and the image are the same distance for the mirror line, which distance are always measured perpendicular to the mirror line. In other words, the mirror line is the perpendicular sector of the distance between any point in its image. You can see this on the following diagram. The real object is A, B, C. This is mirror line, and reflection in the real object is A axon, B axon, and C axon.
Next, for properties of reflection. In picture 1, a point and its image are equidistant from the mirror line M. After reflection of the line M, the mirror line presents the line joining a point at its image right angle. And picture 2, a line segment and its image are equal in line IB is I axis B axis. And picture 3, a line and its image are equally inclined to the mirror line angle. AOM is A axis OM. And picture 4, point on the mirror line are their own image and are invariant. And last picture, and the reflection altitude and its image are congruent.
Look at example. Copy the paper in the mirror line of the first paper. Roll the image of each object. Look the paper. The paper is trapezium A, B, C, D. The answer, the image of trapezium A, B, C, D is trapezium A axon, B axon, C axon, D axon. Reflection across the mirror line is each image point is the same distance from the mirror line as its original point.
Reflection in Kirukira. This is original shape. Then use the remnant of both line to reflect the shape the mirror light? Same in the future. Now I will give some exercise. You have 10 minutes for complete the exercise.
Okay, has anyone finished question number 1?
I miss.
Okay, Mbak Isha.
The reflection I see is accent, the accent and C accent.
Correct. Thank you, Isha. Give applause to Isha.
Has anyone finished number 2? Finish. Okay, Najin, please come here to the board and show answer. Okay, this answer is a mirror I, D, C. D is I accent, the accent, the accent, the accent. The mirror light is 2. Okay, Nadine, great, correct. Applause to Nadine.
Okay, class, any question?
No, miss.
Okay, today we have learned about reflection. Who can explain what reflection?
Reflection is a transformation that creates a shape across a mirror.
Very good.
In conclusion, reflection is a transformation that produces a mirror image of a shape across a mirror light. In a reflection, the shape and shape remain unchanged, so the object and its image are congruent. Some properties of reflection are: 1. A point and its image are equidistant from the mirror line. The mirror line bisects the line joining a point and its image at right angle. A line segment and its image are equally in length. A line and its image are equally inclined to the mirror line. A point on the mirror line are their own image and are invariant, and the reflection of figure and its image are congruent. Thank you for your attention. See you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, kami dari kelompok 14 dengan saya Faizal Yasmin dengan NPM terakhir 6014 dan rekan saya Dea Nurulita dengan NPM terakhir 6050. Di sini kami akan simulasi pembelajaran matematika dengan materi transformasi and vector rotation dengan menggunakan bahasa Inggris. Selamat menyaksikan. Good morning, students.
Good morning, Miss.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
We are fine too, thank you.
Is anyone absent today?
No, Miss.
Okay, students, before starting learning today, prayer first. Prayer begins. Do you still remember previous material about transformation?
Yes, Miss.
Today we are going to learn about notation in transformation and vector. A are able to define rotation, identify the direction of rotation, determine coordinates of the rotation, and solve simple rotation problems. Have you ever seen objects that rotate in daily life?
Yes, Miss.
Can you mention some example, guys?
Fan, bicycle wheel, clock.
Yeah, correct, guys. Does anyone know what rotation is?
No, Miss.
Rotation is a transformation that turns a set or point around a fixed point called the center of rotation. Characteristic of rotation. First, the shape of the object remains the same. Second, the size remains unchanged. Third, the distance from the center stays constant. And fourth, only the position and direction change. So, does rotation change the size of an object?
No, Miss.
Yeah, correctly. Okay guys, now lesson will be continued by Miss Dea.
Okay, students. Now, any of you know what is difference between counterclockwise and clockwise? Please hands up. Okay, Dias.
Clockwise follows the clock direction, and then counterclockwise is the opposite direction.
Okay, good. Applause to Dias. So, in this material, apart we learning about rotation in real life, we will learning about how to calculate rotation in mathematics. So, in rotation, we have some formulas to make it easier for us. Okay, so if we have an object at xy and rotated clockwise, it becomes y minus x. If we have an object at xy and rotated counterclockwise, it becomes minus y x. And if we have an object at xy and rotated 180 degrees, it becomes minus x minus y. Now, look at the example. A door rotates on a hinge assumed to be the center point, 0, 0. The door tip is initially at points 2, 1. If the door is opened 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin, the new coordinate is, okay, what is the rule of 90 degrees counterclockwise rotation?
X, Y become minus Y, X.
Okay, exactly. Rotation rule, xy become minus y, x. Now, we substitute the coordinates. xy is 2, 1. Becomes minus y, x is minus 1, 2. Okay, therefore, the new coordinate is minus 1, 2. Okay, correctly. Do you understand?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, now let's see at algebra. What is coordinate xy?
2, 1.
Okay, 2, 1. We substitute 2, 1. And 90 degrees counterclockwise and becomes that's minus 1, 2. That's right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Guys, now let's discuss this problem with your partner. Write your answer and explain the rotation to?
Me.
Okay, Dias and Zaki. Okay, thank you, Dias and Zaki. Now let's correct. Okay, number 1, point B, 25, 180 degrees. XY become minus x minus y. Bx minus 2 minus 5. This correct, guys. Okay, next, number 2. Point C minus 3 for 90 degrees counterclockwise. XY become minus y, x minus 3, 4 become minus 4 minus 3. C accent minus 4 minus 3. Correct. Give applause to Dias and Zaki.
Okay guys, based on today's lesson, we learned about first, rotation is a transformation that rotates a point around the center. Second, rotation does not change the shape or size of an object. Third, the coordinates change according to the rotation rule.
Okay, student, please do the homework on the slide and submit it at next meeting. Since our lesson is over, let's end today's class. Thank you for your participation and see you.
See you, Miss.
Sekian dari kami. Terima kasih sudah menonton. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.
Yes, I am verified. Thank you. Before we start our lesson, let's pray together. Pray, begin. Finish. For the first is, let's look the learning objective. For the first is introduce the basic concept to probability and the probability scale from 0 to 1. For the second is help students calculate the probability of a single event theoretical. Because in the previous lesson we learned the experimental probability. So today we are learning about theoretical probability. Okay, for the third is introduce the idea that the probability of an event not occurring equals 1 minus the probability of getting A. Okay, so today we are learning about probability. Because we start, I have a question for you. Have you ever played a game with a dice or drawn a card from a deck?
Yes, sir.
Good. For example, if you roll a dice, can you always predict the number that will appear?
No, sir.
That's right, but we can predict how likely an event is to happen. So this is called a probability. Today you will understand how to calculate the probability of the single event. Okay, the next lesson will be continued to Miss Josa.
Now, can anyone tell me what probability means?
Probability is change of something happening.
Exactly. The probability is a measure of how likely an event is to happen. If an event is impossible, the probability is 0. If an event is certain, the probability is 1. Or we can write like this: 0 less than equal to 3a less than equal to 1. PA means the probability of event
lightning. Okay, now let's check your understanding. If the sun rises tomorrow, is certain or possible? Exactly. How about a person suddenly grow the wings and flying?
Impossible.
Correct. That probability can be expressed as fraction, decimal, or percentage. Okay, now let's move on to experimental. Performing an experiment such as rolling dice is called a trial. By repeating an experiment from a number of tries, the experimental probability of an event can be determined. This fraction is often called the relative frequency. The formula is the probability of getting A is number of times the desired event happened over total number of tries. Or the probability of getting A is number of success over number of trials. Or we can rewrite like the formula like this. Now look at the example. The numbers 1 to 6 are written in significant cards. The cards are shuffled and placed shown on the table. If a card is selected at random, what is the probability of obtaining? A, a 3, B, an even number, C, a prime number. Now we can answer A. We know that sample batch is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 5 and 6. No, and else is 6, and the even is 3, and A is 1. So the probability of getting 3 is 1 over 6. The question B. We know that sample batch is 6, and the even is even number is 2, 4, and 6. So A in bracket is 3. The probability to getting a even number is 3 over 6. 3 over 6 we can simplify become to 1 over 2. For question C, can anyone need to confront and solving this problem? Okay, Faiza?
Yes, tulis-tulisnya.
Okay, thank you, Faiza. Now let's check this answer. Yes, this is correct. Thank you, Faiza. Please give applause for Faiza. Okay, the next lesson will be continued by Mr. Zaki. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Miss Jauza. Now let's learn about the probability of complement. If the probability of an element is PA, then the probability of the complement will be the probability that the event will not happen. For the formula is PA complement is 1 minus PA, or PA plus PA complement is 1. For the example, the probability that Jose pass math exam is 2 over 3. What is the probability that Jose fails the math exam? So the answer is P fails is P not passing is 1 minus 2 over 3. So P fails is 1 minus 2 over 3 and P fails is 1 over 3. So the probability of Jose fails the math exam is 1 over 3. Okay, I have a problem example. Bukan come to front and solve the problem. Okay, Rafa. Okay, so let's check the answer. P miss is 1 minus P success. So P success is 3 over 5 and P miss is 1 minus 3 over 5. So P miss is 5 minus 3 over 5. So P miss is 2 over 5. That's correct. Give big applause to Rafa.
Okay, now we can let's practice what we learned today. I will give you a worksheet. You have containing probability problem. You have 10 minutes to finish our worksheet. From the homework, please complete questions shown on slide. Okay, do you have any question, class?
No, Miss.
Okay, thank you for your participation. See you next meeting, class.
See you.
Cukup sekian dari kami. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih sudah menonton.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine too, thank you. Before we start today's lesson, let's pray together first. Pray begin. Finish? Okay, let me check the attendance first. Who is absent today?
No, miss.
Okay, before we start, look at the quiz score in the data on the screen. If the principal asks, how well did this class perform? What information should we give? Good, but is the average scores enough to describe the whole class?
No, miss.
Okay, great. We may also want to know the middle score, the Mascom score, and how to spread out the scores are. Okay, today we will learn how to describe and summarize data using mean, median, mode, and range, and looking the learning objective in the screen. Okay, first, understand mean, median, mode, and range. Second, solve simple statistical problem. And third, apply average in daily life. Okay, by the end lesson, you will be able to calculate mean, median, mode, and range, and explain uses Okay, for the example, I have a odd data. So the odd data is 13, 17, 15, 23, 19, 10, and 21. So how do you guys find the median?
The average score is
Excellent. So let's arrange the data together. 10, 13, 16, 17, 19, 21, and 23. Okay, good job. So many data value are there?
7.
Good. Since there are 7 value, the median is the value. Which value is in the median?
It's 70.
Good. So the median is 17. Okay, next I have even data for 24, 28, 25, 27, 29, and 26. So how do you guys find the median?
Average value of data set.
Okay, good. The order data is 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. So how many data value are there? 6. Good job. Since there are 6 value, we find the average of data to median value. What are they?
26 and 27.
Let's calculate the median. Twenty-six plus 27 over 2 is 53 over 2 is 26.5. Good job, class. Okay, next is mode. The definition of mode is the value that occurs most often in a data set. Mode can be used to determine a sample from a population in statistics. With the example is 2. Next, learn about range. What is range? Range is the difference between the highest value and lowest value in a data set. What is the formula of range? The formula of range is highest value minus lowest value. To find the range, we can subtract the from highest value to lowest value. Okay, for example, I have a given data 10, 12, 15, and 20. So, what is highest value?
20.
Good job. Okay, so what is the lowest value? Is
10.
Let's calculate together. 20 minus 10 is 10. So the range is 10. So guys, that's all our material for today. There anything you want to ask?
No, miss.
Okay, I will practice question for you to try now. I will give you 10 minutes to try it. Starting now. Okay, time finish. Okay, we want to write the answer on the board and explain.
I miss.
Okay, Amal.
Sum of value over number of value is 165 over 7 is 23 and 57.
And the answer is correct. Give it applause to Amalia.
I miss.
Next, Pama. The median is 25 because it is in the middle of the data. Okay, the answer is correct. Give applause to Farhan.
Hi, Miss.
Okay, Eka.
Mod in this problem is 25 because 25 is appears most often.
Okay, good answer. Give applause to Eka.
Hi, Miss. And for marks, range is the highest value minus the lowest value. The highest value is 30 minus the lowest value is 18 is 12.
Okay, good answer. Give applause to Rahman. Okay guys, I have a homework that you can use to study again.
Okay, before we finish, let's review the lesson. What is mean?
The average value.
And what is median?
The middle value.
What is mode?
The value that appears most often.
Yes, and what is range?
The difference between the
Highest and lowest values.
Okay, excellent. And can anyone mention where we use average in daily life?
Test scores, sports statistics, and product ratings.
Yes, that's right. And today we'll learn about how to calculate mean, median, mode, and range, and how do they help us understand data. Okay, thank you for your participation today. Let's pray before we leave. Pray again. Okay, finish. And thank you. See you in next meeting.
Thank you, Miss.
Mendemonstrasikan terkait statistical chart and diagram. Sebelumnya, perkenalan terlebih dahulu, saya Laila Nafsat Khorida dengan MBM terakhir 6116 dan rekan saya.
Saya Zul Ardiansyah dengan MBM terakhir 6022. Langsung saja ke demonstrasinya. Let's go.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss.
Before we start our lesson, let's pray first. Pray begin. The prayer is over. Thank you. Okay, today we are going to learn about something very interesting: statistical chart and diagrams. Okay. Well, let me ask you a question first. Have you ever seen charts in your daily life? Where did you see them?
Oh, I saw one on the news, Miss. It was a bar chart about the 2024 election voters by age group. Can millennial was the highest?
Exactly. That is a great example. Anyone else?
I saw a pie chart online about COVID-19 case in Southeast Asia. It showed that Indonesia had the highest percentage, over 60%.
Exactly. That brings us to our learning objective for today. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify and differentiate between bar chart and pie chart, read and interpret data presented in chart accurately, calculate total frequency, sector angles, and percentage from given data, convert tabular data into bar chart and pie chart based on calculation.
Before we look at the formula, let's understand the key terminology. First, Data. Data is means for a statistical collect. Second, frequency is how often something occurs. Third, percentage, a rate or an amount in its hundred. And last, angle, the central portion of a circle out of 360 degrees representing a data slice.
Okay. Next. What is the main difference between a bar chart and a pie chart?
Great question. Bar chart is used to compare values between categories directly in the form of rectangular graph, vertical, or horizontal. For example, comparing the sales of pancake, burger, pizza, and the restaurant. Total frequency formula is sigma Fi, where Fi is frequency and T is total.
Next, pie chart. Pie chart is used to show a part of whole. Each section represents a percentage of the total. Like this card of favorite fruit. To calculate the slice, we ask 1. The sector angle formula. Angle is Fi over T in bracket multiply 360 degrees. 2. The percentage formula. Percentage is Fi over T in bracket multiply 100%. Fi is frequency, T is total.
Okay, let's practice with classroom data. I have a list of hobbies from 10 students. Let's count them together. First, I have a reading hobby. How many children like reading?
There are 3 children.
Who are they?
Alexander, Olaf, Carlos.
Great. Next, I have a drawing hobby. How many children like drawing?
There are 5 children.
Who are they?
Shogun, Aluntar, Samuel, Grace, and Jason.
Okay, next, I have a cooking hobby. How many children like cooking?
There are 2 children.
Who are they?
Christopher and Michelle.
Okay, perfect. Now, if we use the total frequency formula, the total number of people is T is 3 plus 5 plus 2. The total number of people is 10 people in total. Okay, now let's look at the bar chart in page 10. If we display this data at the bar chart, we can see the number of people for each hobby category directly at the vertical bar, where drawing show 5 people, and reading show 3 people, and cooking show 2 people.
Next, from berkat, so represent a picard. From this drawing have 5 people, reading have 3 people, and cooking have 2 people. Drawing have 5 people. Substitute for formula percentage. 5 over 10 in bracket multiply 100% is 50%. Next, reading. Reading have 3 people. substitute at the formula is 3/10 in bracket multiply 100% is 50%. Last, cooking. Cooking have two people. Substitute at formula percentage is 2/10 in bracket multiply 100% is 20%. This is pie chart percentage. Next, time the quiz. You have 10 minutes for the work.